I'm Havilah Malone.
And I'm Regina Carver.
And welcome to another episode of ReThink.
Welcome. Uncut. What's wrong with us today?
ReThink Uncut, where we question life from different points of view.
I am the greatest.
Success. Everybody wants to be successful. And whatever success means to you, because from each person, success is something different. Success for me and even success for you, Regina, I'm sure it could be completely different definitions of it. But everybody wants it.
Yeah, to me, success just means there's something that you desire or something that you want, and you strive for that. So my idea of success obviously is different from yours because we're all different.
And for most people, what we find is that there's a set of rules, there's a set of things that either allow you to be successful or inhibit you from being successful. And as Regina and I were talking, what came up and became like an overwhelming theme was that permission was at the base of it all. And you say permission, okay, so what do you mean permission? So when you look at society on a whole, there is these rules, these guides, as you need to have, a college education, you need to have, X, Y, and Z skills, you need to know certain people, and then you can be successful. If you meet all of these criteria, then success is inevitable. But what we found, not only in our own personal situations, but also in talking with other people, is that that's not necessarily the case.
Yeah, because what happens is we follow these rules in society where you get the degree, you learn certain skills, you meet the people you think you should meet, and then you're still in the same spot. You're still not achieving or striving toward whatever it is that success means for you. And what we were talking about or hit on was it goes a lot deeper than that because you follow the rules. I did X, Y, and Z, and I'll use myself as an example. I thought that once I did gain this Bachelor of Science in New Ventures and Small Business Management, I was going to take it and I was going to go on and I was going to start, a business and help others start their businesses too. And it didn't happen. I was still in this job where I wouldn't move out of that job where I felt so comfortable. I followed the rules that get the degree, learn some skills, and you can move on to what success means for you. So that's what got me to thinking that it goes beyond skills and abilities and knowledge that we have. It's something in us where we really need to give ourselves permission to succeed, where we don't hold ourselves back with this self-doubt, where we don't hold ourselves back with fear. But knowing that, because Havilah, you touched on this too, about some people give themselves permission to succeed without having degrees, without having certain skills. They'll go on and succeed, but they've given themselves permission, not being held back by fear, not being held back by doubt.
Yes. Most people who, if you've ever, in the professional world, in the business world, in the world of success, you've heard of the name of Napoleon Hill. So that's the writer of the book, Think and Grow Rich.
Right.
One of his most famous quotes is, if you can conceive it and believe it, you can achieve it. It doesn't say if you go to college. It doesn't say if you, get a certain X, Y, and Z degree or something like that, then you could achieve it. It says if you can conceive it and believe it, you can achieve it. So it literally is within us. within our power and within our ability, that if we believe that we can do something, then the pieces that we need will start to come together. Because in just like you, I thought, hey, I go to school, and I graduated from college when I was 19. So I was like, okay, I'm really like ahead of the game. And, I was like, okay, I'm going out into this workforce, and I'm going to, do X, Y, and Z. And yeah, I accomplished a lot, but there got to a point where I became stagnant. And it was because my belief system was stagnant, because my belief system of what I could accomplish and what I was worth was at a certain level. And so until I
yourself permission.
Yes. And so it was starting to work on myself in that personal development and giving myself permission that, yeah, I could do more than this. I could accomplish more than this. Yes, I'm worth more than this. And this isn't enough, because the limits, people say that the sky is the limit. No, it's not. Your belief system is the limit. Whatever
and you know what?
Is the limit.
And you know what I think about when you say that is, really, it all boils down to us having this, how do I say it? This prison in our mind. It's like we impose these limitations on ourselves. Even after acquiring all these skills, it's still something in us that says, you still can't do it. You still can't have it, which goes back to the self-worth.
Yes, it can be
back to
really bred in that, hey,
how you feel about yourself.
Exactly. You can only accomplish this much. You can only succeed to this level, and so that's why also the people who you surround yourself with are so important, because they will have an influence on your mentality, on what you believe, and even what you think about yourself. Because at the end of the day, what's most important is what you believe about you. Do you believe that you could start your own business and be successful in it? If you believe you can, or if you believe you can't, you're right. And I don't want to get this confused as, oh, Havilah is against, higher education or anything like that.
Right.
I think it's just the paradigm needs to shift to know that the true power lies in what we think and the permission that we give ourselves and our own sense of self-worth. And then the education is the tool that helps us to get to the goal, but it's not the beginning part of the goal.
Yeah. And the thing about it is, this is what I do for myself, and that is look around my environment, who I'm in touch with, because that's the movie that I'm playing in my mind. Those are the things that I'm actually playing in my mind. Anything that around me that I'm in touch with is just projecting back to me what I'm thinking about, whether it's the people that I'm in touch with, it's my situation that I'm in. It's a clear indication of what I'm believing in. What am I believing in? And look around and see where you are. It will give you a good indication of that.
Our circumstances are no more than a mirror of our belief system. It said, if you want to know, like, if you look at your situation currently, like your situation right now, if you look back, just go back in your mind 5 years ago, what were you thinking about? What did you say would happen? What did you believe would happen? Because that's exactly more than likely what you're in the midst of right now. So if by changing that belief, by changing the image of what you want your life to look like, start that right now. Like, it's never too late. It's not like you have to wait for the right time to say, okay, I want to shift. I want to change. You can do it right now, so that 5 years from now, you're in the position that you want to be in.
Yeah, so if you look at it this way, whatever I'm seeing right now, whatever you're seeing right now is the residual of what you've been thinking. But if you change and do something different right now, because I'm all about the doing.
Yes, do it.
And the effort, and all that. But if you change what you're doing right now, that's what will affect your future.
Yes.
So staying present and doing what you can right here, right now, and being aware of that, that's how you can affect your future.
What is it that you believe about yourself, and knowing that you are worth it?
Yeah, that you're worth it.
You is give yourself permission.
And if you're feeling like, wow, I don't know where to start, let that be your goal, to figure out where to start.
Amen.
And if you're feeling, which I know I do sometimes, struggle with self-worth, or I'm not worth it, or I don't deserve it, then I let that be my goal, to increase my self-worth and figure out or come up with some things to do, whether it's affirmations, looking in the mirror, telling myself I love myself, or doing some things like that. But you can start where you are, doing something that changes your future.
You are worthy simply because you exist.
That's right. That's right. Just because you were born. I love when you say that. I love it.
I know, it's one of my favorite affirmations.
Yeah.
But thank you so much for joining us for this edition of ReThink Uncut. You can always stay in touch with us at rethinkuncut@gmail.com. And of course, join us here every week, every Wednesday. We have a new episode for you. I'm Havilah Malone.
And I'm Regina Carver. And give yourself permission to succeed.
Amen to
Thank
that.
you. Thank you for joining us. Bye.